Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to learn a little bit about the clone tool. I think actually in Affinity Photo we actually call it the stamp tool, but regardless, across the board, most people just call it the clone tool. So you can see in the assignment, right now there's no video because I'm recording it, but you can see that there is a resource for you to download. Everyone's going to use the same image in this case because I want you to focus on learning how to use the actual tool itself rather than trying to pick out an object in order to make this work. We'll worry about that in the second version of this project. So part one is to click on the image itself. Then you can hit Control, click, and hit Save Image As. We're all going to work with this one, so we don't have to worry about photo size or anything. I gave you a good enough one for this case. Once you open it up in Affinity Photo, remember you can just drag it from your documents, your downloads folder, right to the icon right here, and it'll open up for you. This next step is very easy. What we do is we just click on this layer and we hit Command J. Command J is going to duplicate this layer. We always like to duplicate the layers when we're doing destructive editing, which in this case we are doing destructive editing. So we want to make sure that we keep an original version of the file, so then this way if we mess up, we can always rescue it. So as I said, this is called the Clone Brush tool, which you can see it looks like a little rubber stamp. We're going to click on that. And there's mainly one thing that you want to do with it. You want to hit the Option button, and you can see how that circle disappears, and there's kind of like a crosshair that pops up. What that crosshair is where you are copying from. So if I hold Option, that's the middle button between the Control and the Command buttons, I click down, you can see how it creates a little black crosshair right there for me, and it's kind of stagnant. And then as I move over, basically that spot that I'm copying from actually comes with me. So I'm a little far away. So actually this time I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to make a smaller brush. I'm going to hit it again because I didn't like where I picked up from. So I'm going to hold Option and click again. You can see how that crosshair moved once again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start clicking away a little bit. Now notice that I'm not dragging, because if I drag, it kind of, it will follow along, but I just don't like dragging. Now you can see I'm starting to hit Option again. The reason being is I don't like the way that the color is mixing here. So I like to try to grab from different spots so it doesn't create a duplicated area exactly the same. And then this way I can also control the way that color is being brought in. Because if I'm not careful, what can happen is basically there's going to be this like obvious change in color or shape or something along those lines. So like say I click all the way here in the dark area. If I go to click here, well, it's going to make another dark area there. I don't want that. I want my colors to blend in as much as possible. So I keep hitting Option and bringing it in. Notice that I'm just following along with the edges just a little bit until I finally cover over that entire spot. You can work a little faster. You don't have to work that slow. You can see I kind of have like a repetitive pattern here. Because of that, I'm going to go back in. I am actually going to bring down my opacity just a little bit, which you probably should actually do a little bit in the beginning anyway. But I'm just going to change this color just a little bit. And then what that's going to do is that's going to just blend my colors a little bit better. And then this way, we don't see that spot anymore. All right, so what you're going to do is you're actually going to remove all of the spots from this right-hand apple on this side. If you find that you're doing this extremely quickly, try this left-hand apple as well. So that this is, hey, everyone has to at least do the apple on the right-hand side. But if you think you're a master at this and you want to take the time for it, also do this left-hand apple. But that's the clone tool. So go in, do all of the spots on the apple, make sure all the rotten black spots are away across the entire apple. As I said, I do like to drop my opacity down a little bit. I did forget to tell you in the beginning, so I apologize. Your hardness should already be down, but if it's not, notice that I have mine at 13%. My opacity around 80%, and that should be great settings for you to get this done. So if you have any questions, let us know, and I'll see you in class.